You've been acting since you were a kid? So how did you balance school with your auditioning?
Well, yeah, so my first gig ever was the Music Man. It was as a musical that I got to be the understudy for Winthrop. And so I did a lot of theater, and then there was this one movie I got to do. It was called The Wendell Baker Story. It was like Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson and Will Ferrell. I was so excited. And so the stunt is I play a paper boy who gets hit by a car. Luke Wilson and I have this kind of like, there I am, yeah?
Oh my goodness.
We have this kind of like relationship where he just hates me. I always throw papers at him. He hits me with his car, so, you know, my mom and I have like really been teammates in this journey. Like none of this would have been possible if like she hadn't driven me to auditions and really helped me out. But I had exceeded the amount of times I was allowed to leave class at the time. So she was no longer allowed to sneak me out for auditions. So there was one time like in high school where she just knocked on the portable door and said, "Hey, can I borrow Glenn for a quick second?" And she ran me out to the parking lot, and there was a stunt guy waiting in the parking lot. He hit me with his car like, 8, 9 times.
Whoa.
Flew over the top, and then she put me right back in class.
That is commitment.
Yeah,
you deserve to make it after
good mom.
all of that.
Yeah, good mom.
That's a great mom.
Yeah.
Take it from you. Okay, so tell us this. What's this? I hear about this TikTok that went viral with the students from your middle school not being able to wear backpacks anymore to school. What they got to do with you?
Yeah, so I used to be, like, my family, like anybody that knows my family is like, we love like a good prank. So it was the last day of 8th grade, Canyon Vista Middle School. I wanted to pull a prank, so I decided to release 3,000 crickets in the hallway right before lunch.
Oh
so
my God.
There's like this funnel in the hallway where everybody just sprints out of class and runs through. I thought it'd be funny to release 3,000 crickets in that hallway right before the bell rang. So my buddies and I kind of got, I was sort of the Danny Ocean of this operation, and we kind of like, figured out the timing. You get the lunch pass here, you get the lunch pass here, and you grab the crickets in the woods, you bring them into the bathroom. So it was all set up. We had the timing down to literally the exact minute.
Oh my God.
And it was all going according to plan, but I decided to go rogue, and I had like a little bit of beef with a teacher at the time, and I released a stink bomb in her classroom.
Oh my goodness.
Right beforehand, and I got caught. So I was in the principal's office while I was supposed to be releasing crickets. And so word gets around to the guys, like, Glenn got caught, like, what's going on? They continue with the operation. So I'm in the principal's office, which has it's got like a window, so I can see the hallway where all this is going down. So he's like literally being like, you release a stink bomb, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden you hear crickets, and people just scream and are flying, and like crickets are flying around.
Oh my God!
Everybody's losing it, and he goes, "Did you have something to do with this?" And I go, "Dude, I've been in here the whole time."
I've been in here. I didn't have anything to do with it.
So anyway, now the people at Canyon Vista Middle School have to wear translucent backpacks.
Because of you.
Because, you can smuggle crickets, I guess.
Okay, this is amazing. And then did you ever get to formally apologize to the school or to the kids at all?
I have not apologized.
Would you like to?
I think I should.
I think you should. Would you like to give it to the camera and give a good old apology right here?
Right here?
Yes.
Canyon Vista Middle School, home of the Mustangs. I want to formally apologize for your backpacks. And I would also like to apologize to, she will not be named, my English teacher. I no longer have serious beef with you, and I apologize for making your classroom smell that way. Anyway, I hope the backpacks are working out. I'll come back and visit soon. Thank you for understanding. It was worth it.
Good job. Do you have moments where you feel like you ever want to quit? Sometimes.
I remember there was a moment when I was out here early on. I was living in this garage in Van Nuys. I had to like run to my door to get past like this dog. And I remember I auditioned for Friday Night Lights, was like my favorite show at the time. And I remember like missing out on it. I completely blew the audition my grandfather had just passed away, and I just was like, I was just kind of hitting the skids, and it's like Hollywood's tough, and a lot of people say really terrible things. So it's, there was never a moment I thought I was gonna quit, but there was a moment where I was like, this is a town that will test you, and I'm really glad that I got to go through that gauntlet because I really appreciate where I am right now.
Right. I feel like it's always, I agree with that. Because it's always, to me, it's like right when you feel like, okay, I don't think I could make it any further, that's when it kicks off. At least it did for me. It's like, okay, I don't know if I can make it. And then it's like, wow, I got the part. So that's the test that'll let you know, keep going, y'all. As soon as you feel like it's about to end right there, you giving up, that's your breakthrough. Okay, your new movie called Hitman, you wrote, produced, and starred in it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell everyone what it's about?
So Hitman is a story about a psychology professor, this true story of a real life guy who found a knack playing an undercover hitman for the police department. But what made him different is that instead of just playing like a generic hitman when you sit across from somebody who you're trying to hire somebody to kill your business partner, your wife, he would play the fantasy of what you in particular thought a hitman is. And he would put on all these different characters. They called him the Laurence Olivier of fake hitman. So he was a really compelling character, and I found this article years ago, and I brought it to Richard Linklater, who's been a longtime friend and collaborator. I worked with him on one of my first movies, Fast Food Nation, when I was 14. And we ended up writing it together and bringing it to life. And it's just, that's me working with Rick at 14.
What is that full circle like working with him now?
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he's, at that moment, I remember exactly what was happening, where I was shooting. Yeah. We were shooting at this school in Austin. And I remember, I've studied all of Rick's movies, and he was, I was in a creative writing class at the time, literally studying him and all his work. And so all these years later to write with him and collaborate with him and call him not even just like a hero, but like a friend. It's just awesome.
Man, that's a huge achievement. That's for sure. Okay, is it true that he wrote you a letter back then, like a while ago? That you still have it?
Yeah, we did this movie called Everybody Wants Them together, which is like the spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. If you haven't seen it, it's so fun. It's a baseball movie set in 1980. And it's a blast. But Rick wrote me this letter right before we released the movie. And he just said, in the letter, he basically said, you have to separate the making of the movie from the releasing of the movie. Hold the experiences that you've made, the friendships you've made, the joy that you brought to that film set, and all of those stories. And you have to separate that from the releasing of the movie, when the critics get to it, the box office gets to it, all that stuff. Because, so often in life we let the result influence how we feel about the making of something, all the joy that we put into it. So I find that letter, I always look at it because it's so important not to let other people's, what I would say, let other people yuck your yum,
Yuck your yum. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.